What's up everyone, and welcome to my review for Monsters University, a brand new Pixar film and the prequel to Monsters, Inc. from like what, 11, 12 years ago? It's been a long time, and we finally got a new one, the continuing adventures of Sully and Mike. Well, actually the before adventures, because it's a prequel, but I was looking forward to it because I love Monsters, Inc. I really do. I grew up kind of with those characters, even though it's only one movie. I watched that movie over and over when I was a kid, so I love that movie. I was really looking forward to seeing this. What did I think of Monsters University? Well, let's talk about it with the story. The story for Monsters University, like I said, is a prequel to the first one, and in the first one you followed Mike and Sully. Mike played by Billy Crystal and Sully played by John Goodman, and they are reprising their roles again here as the same characters, but they're a little younger because they're going to college. It's a prequel, like I said, and we follow their relationship as it builds, because at first they don't really like each other. It's a rivalry, and then they actually become really good friends while they're going to this university to become better scarers, because Mike wants to be a better scarer, but of course he's a small little green ball that's not that scary, but he's the underdog. He wants to be a good scarer, but of course Sully, he's just a big blue giant. He's just scary, you know, he's scary. So he's already got it. So it's a rivalry that actually has to come together into a friendship, and that's pretty much the story, really. It's pretty generic, to be honest. It's very predictable. You know where it's gonna go, but I have to say this. There was a part in the film that I was like, wow, bravo, because the last 30 minutes, not that I couldn't see where it was going to go, I did, but it diverged from what it was doing before, which was pretty much the internship from, what, like last week, which is, well, no, 2 weeks ago, which is pretty much, oh, the team has to get together and they're the underdogs and they have to prove to everybody that they're the best, just like in the internship. Here, it does that until like the last 25 minutes, and then the last 25 minutes is something completely different, and I loved where it went from there. And also the relationship between Sully and Mike, I love that they're rivals. At first they really don't like each other, but how they build, perfect. Well, the first hour and 10 minutes were pretty predictable, very generic. I did enjoy it because you were introduced to a bunch of new characters. The university itself does actually feel like a college, how they represent it. Of course, it's a kids movie, so they can't show everything about college, which, come on, you know, drinking, drugs, you know, beating up, sex, all that. There's some of that, but no, there's none of that. But it still feels like a college, how they represented it. It feels like a very kid-friendly college, and I really like that. I also love the relationship between Sully and Mike, like I said. I really like how that builds, and I love those characters in the first one, so I love to see how they actually built that relationship, and the way they did it, perfect. Like I said, I already said this. I don't know why I'm saying it again, but I'll say it again. It's perfect. And the voice work here is just spectacular, especially Billy Crystal and John Goodman. Well, at first I thought, alright, it's been like, what, 12, maybe 11 years since the first film. It's gonna sound a little weird. They're obviously older, and their characters are supposed to be younger in this film. It didn't matter. They did a perfect job as their characters. Their characters are just really likable, and the voice talent definitely helped out. You have a lot of supporting characters. You got Helen Mirren, who plays the dean of the university, and she's very, very creepy, and it really helped out with her voice work. She was very strict, just like she is in a lot of movies. She's very just British, and her character model is just, oh boy, kind of creepy. And the rest of the voice talent, I mean, the voice work is perfect in this as well. Everybody does a damn good job, and yeah, just overall, the characters are really likable. The voice talent is great. There is a lot of funny stuff in here, which I will talk about in a second. So yeah, overall, I think the story and the acting is great. Now, the animation and the comedy of the film. The animation, it's Pixar. You would expect this. This movie is gorgeous. First of all, it's so vibrant and so lush to look at. So many colors being used. So many great looking monsters on the screen at once. Because this is a university, you see a lot of them just roaming around the campus, and it looks beautiful. Just seeing all these characters, the bright, lush fields of grass or something, just everything. The backgrounds look amazing. The fur on some of these creatures look great. The animations themselves, the way they move, it just looks so good. And Pixar, Even if you think their movies nowadays aren't as good as they used to be, they still know how to make a movie look good. And the special effect, the animation here is amazing. While it's not the funniest movie of all time, there was plenty of moments in this where I actually really did like have a belly laugh. There is one part with death metal. I think it's death metal, maybe heavy metal. I can't tell. It all sounds like to me. Anyway, but there's one part with that, and you'll know it because it's the only part with heavy metal, that I couldn't stop laughing. I thought that was hilarious. And there's plenty of other really funny, very cutesy, kid-friendly jokes in there. But there's some that are a little, not so kid-friendly, but they're very like just so what's the word I'm looking for? Vague, I guess you could say, that I thought was really funny, and I got those. And there's only like one or two of them, but I still thought it was a very, very, very funny film at times. It's not the funniest film out there, but it's sad to say that this is actually funnier than The Hangover Part 3, which is funny because that had John Goodman in it also. And it's also funny because this is funny and that's not. And that's Hangover, that should be funny. And this should just be cute. No, this is funnier. So overall, even though it is predictable at first and it's not the best stuff Pixar has ever done in there, the animation is beautiful in this. It's very entertaining. Your kids will love it, and to be honest, I think you guys will love it too. Whoever is watching this that has kids that have to bring them to Monsters University. So I'm gonna give this film, I'm gonna give it a 34 out of a 40. Not their best stuff, but a lot of fun and definitely the best animated film of this year so far. At least I'm pretty sure. I might be forgetting something, but yeah. There you go. There is my review for Monsters University. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.